Rumors are swirling that it is Heartbreak Hotel for Elon Musk, that Trump is already set the soil to break up with him. Trump takes off for Mar-a-Lago to hang out with his rich Saudi golf friends. And Musk is somewhere in some hole on Twitter boosting lies. Put up this tweet. We've got Alex Jones, who is a complete nut job liar of the highest order, trying to say that there is overwhelming evidence that the Wisconsin Supreme Court race was stolen. Elon Musk retweets it and puts, And I want to point out that this is who the MAGA men have to hang out with and who they have to boost, because for them, facts are painful. So they have to default back to propaganda because facts are the kryptonite to this jet stream of bullshit in which MAGA operates.
None of these men can operate in a meritocracy. They have to only buy what they want, and they cannot handle it in its titty baby city when he loses. When there's a referendum on people hating him, Elon Musk has to find a different reason, just like Donald Trump has to find a different reason why people don't like him.
MAGA men, all they sound like is this. I mean, just abject titty babies of the highest order, masquerading and cosplaying as tough guys. But I'm going to tell you, there is a tough guy who mercilessly trolls Elon Musk every chance he can get. And that, of course, is Governor Tim Walz. Play the clip.
But look, my beef on this is that this guy is out there crying about his portfolio and about stock while I'm making, a comment. And my mom's Social Security check this month is late. That he's attacking the portfolios of working Minnesotans and working Americans who've paid into these programs that he calls a Ponzi scheme. He's taking it and laughing with his chainsaw about destroying the lives and undermining things and institutions that make life better for Minnesotans. Of course, he doesn't care about these agencies because he has all this money. Can you imagine being the richest man in the world and taking offense that I said something about Tesla stock? Look, if I'm Donald Trump won Wisconsin. I'll give him that. But he's sharing his presidency and the White House and who knows what else with this guy who's a loser. He lost. This guy's really bad at this. He made the case that everything hinged on this.
I think he spells it out perfectly. You're one of the richest men in the world, and you're upset because Tim Walz made fun of your stock. I mean, that's your big thing, and you're on Fox News in your safe place crying like a baby. Think about that. You have billions and billions of dollars, and this is what your legacy is: taking away money from the poorest, most marginalized people among us. But not all of them are poor and marginalized. A lot of them are just working class Americans that earnestly paid into their Social Security. And Elon Musk, a South African born welfare queen, made billionaire by United States taxpayers, wants to take away your Social Security after his wife, Donald Trump, just plummeted your 401ks for sport because he's surrounded by a bunch of people that are not experts on the economy. And every expert during the election, the Wharton School of Business, 16 Nobel Prize economists all said that this is exactly what would happen: stocks plummeting under Trump's plan.
Elon Musk, if he doesn't want his stock to plummet, he should quit taking a chainsaw to the United States government. He should quit firing people. He should quit doing sick heils. He should quit meddling in elections. Why don't you go run your businesses if you're so worried about it? And stop acting like, what drives me the most crazy is nobody has profited more off the United States government. And he wants to call Social Security, which you pay into, it is your money, a Ponzi scheme, while he has done fucking nothing but suck off the United States taxpayer. It's so gross.
And I've also seen reports that since he lost the Wisconsin race, he's still on streaming, cheating at video games. Imagine Imagine that you have to cheat at video games and get in the fetal position because Tim Walz is calling you out. All right, next up, we have Trump, because we've got to make sure we keep the pressure on him and browbeat the shit out of him every chance we can get. So Trump, you guys, this man opposes national security. It's very obvious that our nation being safe and safe from adversaries is not a priority for this president. Here he is on Air Force One being questioned about Signalgate.
What happened on Pete Hegseth in this IG investigation? Do you want to weigh in on that?
What is it?
There's an IG investigation into the Secretary of Defense's use of the signal app.
Oh, and is that, you're bringing that up again? Don't bring that up again. You've had it as relevant. That's such a wasted story. So what else?
Chinese farmland.
You know why he doesn't care about this story? Because he doesn't care about the military. In Trump 1.0, the generals that served around him had a very damning autopsy on their working relationship with him. And it was that he was a fascist, and he believed that people that chose to serve their country in the military were suckers and losers. That's why he doesn't care about Signalgate. He doesn't give a shit about any of it.
They were able to so easily close the investigation into the Signalgate because they didn't do an investigation, because they don't give a shit. And I find it remarkable that in the United States of America, when the president's cabinet and members of national security team fail so badly, that he would have the balls to look at the reporter and say, "Don't ask me about that again." I mean, can you imagine what Fox News would do if Barack Obama would have said that? It is so unbelievable, the hypocrisy, and just that he gets away with this shit with impunity. I do not understand it.
You know, I'll tell you what it is. It is that a lot of these people have been propagandized initially as children into religion. And as their brain starts to do what it was designed to do, question, ponder, try to resolve issues, they are told at a young age that even questioning something is dangerous. And so facts become a very painful thing for these people to traffic in. And now this is all manifested in MAGA, and they oppose facts because it's painful. It's painful for them to sit in. It's painful for them to ponder. And when you think about the decades-long propaganda machine, starting from Reagan to now, the dismantling of democracy that started then, the dismissing of people of color, the dismissing of working class people, making fun of people on food stamps, making fun of people that don't have health insurance, saying that healthcare is a privilege and not a right, the devaluing of humanity, the devaluing of morals. It's all been manifested in this big cherry that could be translated to a heaping pile of dog shit, which is MAGA. All right, next up, further confirming my thesis that this man doesn't care about national security. We have Trump selling his gold cards, and he's holding it up, doing a show and tell, because we all know he likes the show and tell like we all did in kindergarten, on Air Force One. Look at this.
Haven't seen you in a while. $5 million. For $5 million, this can be yours. That was the first of the cards. And then, you know what that card is? It's the gold card. The Trump card, gold card.
Who's the first buyer?
All right, that's enough. Okay. He is selling out America to unvetted foreigners. And I want to have a message for MAGA. You all, your default setting is this lie, this huge lie that Democrats want to send children to school to get their genitals whacked off. That's never happened. It will never happen for a multitude of reasons. Number one, it's a crime. Number two, schools are not hospitals. But there are countries that actually do whack genitals, and they are countries like Saudi Arabia who do this to females. There are countries like Saudi Arabia who funded 9/11, who diametrically oppose women having equality. And guess whose head is so far up the Saudis' ass? It's Donald Trump's. Play this next video, and I'm going to read you the tweet. This is some psycho poster on the right-wing media, and he says, badass, Trump just landed Marine One directly on the golf course at Trump Doral, where the Live Golf Tournament will be held this weekend. And then he says at the end, after this stunt, Trump never stops working. Okay, let me tell you what Trump should have been doing. Four United States soldiers are dead from Lithuania. Any other president would have greeted their bodies. Trump is out playing patty cake with the Saudis, probably selling his gold card. And if anybody thinks Saudi Arabia has the interest of democracy in their hearts, you're a liar and just morally bankrupt as all get out. This is disgraceful. I cannot believe the people who are about secure borders are selling unvetted foreigners $5 million gold cards with Trump's face on it, which how sick do you have to be to want to buy that?
That was the least surprising thing about the whole thing, is that the gold card had his face on it. I look at this, and he has been lobbying the Saudis from the jump. As we all know, Jared Kushner got $2 billion from the Saudis, but he has been lobbying this Live Golf Tournament to come to his clubs because they pay him money. He is earning money as president of the United States from the Saudis. The Saudis and Donald Trump and the Trump family have an extremely corrupt relationship, in my opinion. I mean, look no further than the Wall Street Journal reporter. This is a very dangerous liaison, and Trump is right in the middle of it. And at the end of the day, he doesn't give a fuck about equality, and he certainly doesn't give a fuck about soldiers.
No, he doesn't. And Saudi Arabia, you guys, is such a nefarious actor. This whole Live Golf, it's called sports washing, much like whitewashing. They are trying to sports wash their reputation. And as Pumps pointed out, Jamal Khashoggi went to an embassy, was dismembered, put into a barrel of acid, and poured down the drain. And American leaders play patty cake with the Saudis, and it is egregious human rights violations. But here is the most important part of this episode. And this is something I want to talk about. I don't want to see anybody on the left provide space or permission structures for triple Trumpers. Stephanie Ruhle is an MSNBC journalist who is as sharp as a tack and as cute as a button. But this tweet really infuriated me. Folks who were unhappy with the economy did not vote for tariffs. They voted for Trump's promise to lower inflation. His choice of action, tariff implementation, will increase inflation. Stephanie Ruhle, I have to say, do not give these people cover. He campaigned on tariffs. Why does the left, and I don't even want to say the left, why do reality-based people always give deference to the most morally bankrupt members of our society? Everybody's chasing these people for their approval. You know why Trump won? Because they don't give a shit about seeking our approval. They don't give a shit about facts. Triple Trumpers, you voted for this. You got what you voted for. You vote for pain. You vote for cruelty. You vote for racism. You vote for homophobia. You want to own the libs so bad that you will take a gun, cram it down your throat, and shoot yourself. And that's what you did. The difference, the inherent difference between the left and the right is I personally don't like triple Trumpers. I've excluded them from my personal life right now because there's just a moral discrepancy there that I can't overcome. And that's me personally. But my vote, I will always vote for rural triple Trumpers to have the right, every single right that every white man has. I will vote for their Social Security. I will vote for them to have health care. I will vote for them to have an education. And that's the fundamental difference. So quit giving these morally bankrupt triple Trumpers some sort of permission structure to say that they were voting about the price of eggs. It's bullshit, and everybody knows it. So quit giving them space and grace for this despicable vote that has destroyed our country in just over 70 days.
Well, I think we're in the fuck around and find out stage. These tariffs are exactly what they voted for because Kamala Harris sat there and said, this is a tax. Everybody knew this was coming, and now it's going to affect people who are lower income, middle income, blue collar people will feel it the worst. And this is what they get. This is what they voted for. Make no mistake. Everybody knew this was coming.
That's exactly right. And everybody needs to apply the pressure on these voters. You guys did this. You like it. He has always said racist stuff. He's appointed all of these whack jobs. He has dismantled expertise. Now he's dismantling education. He's going to dismantle Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all of it. And you willfully and knowingly voted for it. And that should never, ever, ever be overlooked or provide a permission structure that somehow that was the right vote, because it was the dumbest thing on the planet that you watched this campaign and you saw a man try to give a microphone a blowjob and ramble on about Hannibal Lecter and talk about immigrants in the most dehumanizing, demoralizing way. You liked it and you tripled down on your vote for him. And I will never, ever forgive that unless you atone and evolve. All right. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you all later.